There are two primary spreadsheet software tools. One is Microsoft Excel and the other is Google Sheets. And we are using Google Sheets in this course because it's a little bit stronger when it comes to the cloud-based stuff that we're doing. And so we're using Google Sheets, but if you are good at Google Sheets, you will be equally good at Microsoft Excel. And if you're good at Microsoft Excel, you'll be equally good at Google Sheets. As a matter of fact, I would say virtually 95% of the formulas are identical between Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. For example, if you go to Excel and you type in equals average, it will find the mean of the data set. If you say equals median, it will find it. If you say equals mode, it will find the mode. So the formulas are all pretty much identical, okay? And so knowing one means that you'll know the other. I also use Google Sheets because Canvas plays a little bit nicer with Google Sheets right now. And so although Microsoft Office 365 is pretty impressive, so we may be switching to that. Not us, not this class. We'll stay with Google Sheets, but maybe in future courses like next fall, we may switch over to Microsoft Excel if their cloud-based platform steps up their game to meet Google Sheets, which they're getting pretty close to. But anyway, I've gone off track. Here's something you can do with Google Sheets, and you guys have played around with this stuff. This is stuff we'll be doing later on in the course. These are two variables, alcohol content and calories of 9 different beers. We found the average alcohol content, the average calorie, and then we made something called a scatter plot. We put in a regression line. We found the correlation coefficient, and we also found the line of best fit or the linear regression. And so this is all stuff we're going to be doing later in the class. I just wanted to show you how kind of cool this is. Okay, so what are the things in spreadsheets? You got to know the cell, the column, the rows. So columns go up and down, rows go left and right. The function is the math thing that we typed in, like average, median, mode, and the whole thing resides within something called the worksheet. Okay, and then here are a couple of common formulas that we'll be using. And you don't have to know these right now, but in the next chapter or two, we'll be explaining these and using these much more frequently, okay? Here's an example. I guess we show you how to calculate this by hand. And that's one thing that we're gonna do in this class is we're gonna show you how to do this by hand if you wanted to. And then we'll show you how to use Google Sheets in order to calculate it much more efficiently. So you work at a veterinary clinic and you have 6 cats that come in, and here are the recorded weights. So you record the weight of 6 cats. What is the mean, median, and mode? So to find the mean, you add them all up and you divide by how many there are. You've been doing this since like 3rd grade, right? So there's the mean. To find the median, you arrange them from lowest to highest. So the lowest weight to the highest weight, and you find the one that is in the middle. Now, if there's not a single number in the middle, you take the mean of the 2 numbers that are closest to the middle. So you would find the mean of these 2, and that would be this value here, which is about that. And then to find the mode, that is the number that appears the most often. So 8.2 is the mode. We should note that if this was, instead of 8.2, if this was 8.4, then there would be no mode, because there is no number that appears the most frequently. They all appear the same with the same frequency. Okay, one time, right? All these numbers appeared one time. When you put this into Google Sheet, if there is no mode, it may give you an error. It may say error and that's just Google Sheets telling you your data set does not have a mode. There is not a number that appears the most often. Okay. And so this is what a mode is. So how would you do this in Google Sheets? You would copy and paste your data into the Google Sheet and use the 3 formulas that we just talked about: average, median, and mode. And you would get the exact same numbers, okay? So once again, we're gonna show you how to do things by hand, kind of slow and steady, and then we'll show you how to use Google Sheets to find the answer much more efficiently. So in this Google Sheet, what we want to demonstrate to you is how Google Sheets can be used to import data from a website. Sometimes this is called scraping data from a website. And so here's the Google Sheet. I'm going to open this up and you can see it's a blank Google Sheet. There's nothing in here except for copy paste formula here, which is what we're going to do. So here are the instructions. So in cell A1, you want to copy and paste this formula. Now, let me break down this formula for you. What it does is it goes in and it finds, and then once you have this data in there, you're going to find the sum, the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay. So what this formula does is it takes, whoops, I was down here. I should have been up here. It takes the URL, which is the website address. It takes the type of data, either a table or a list, and then there's an index. So when a website is created, if it has tables in it, each table has a number. Table number 1, table number 2, table number 3. And you have to tell Google Sheets which table you would like to extract the data from. Okay. So in our case, this is the website. So if I go to the website, I'm going to copy this and we'll actually just go right to this website. This is a website put out by the MichiganDemographics.com, and it is the population of each county in the state of Michigan. So Wayne County has the highest population. Oakland County has the second highest population, right? Then Macomb, Kent, Genesee, and then all the way down. And you may find the county that you live in. Here's Mason County, about 29,000 people in Mason County. Let's see, here's Manistee, about 25,000 in Manistee. Lake is in here. Osceola is in here. There's Lake County, 12,000 people in Lake County. The smallest county is Keweenaw County, which is probably part of the Keweenaw Peninsula, right? And so this shows all of the populations for the counties in the state of Michigan. And we're going to go out and scrape this data. We're going to go grab that data, okay? So in this activity, our URL is that website. The type of data we're scraping is called a table, and we want table number 1. That's the first table on the page. So once again, I'm just going to go in and grab this URL, this formula, right here, copy it, and I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. I'm actually going to do this in a new spreadsheet, if that's okay. And I'm going to paste it right here in cell A1. And notice it says loading, and then within about a second, ta-da-da, here is the information. So it went out and found that website information and imported it. Now, if the website changes information, all I have to do is refresh this page, which means click on any cell and push delete, or any empty cell and hit delete. Or you could just go back up to this formula and refresh the formula, and it will refresh all of the data. So now we have all that data pulled in from a live website. And as the data changes, our Google Sheet will change. Now down here, there's some extra stuff that was in that website that we probably don't really need. So we can just, oh, I can't delete it because it keeps respawning it, right? It keeps refreshing. So one thing you might want to do is name this range of data. So if I highlight all the population data, I could say data, named range. What do you want to call this data set? Any names? How about Sue? We'll call it Sue. Okay, so there's Sue. Everybody say hello to Sue. And now when we do a calculation with Sue, I don't have to go and re-highlight that whole data set. I can just use the name Sue. So if we wanted to find the mean equals average of Sue. And there is the average population by county for our data set. Pretty cool, huh? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. So I would put mean equals, and I would kind of clean this up a little bit. Like I'd take mean equals and I would, let's see, how do I want to justify this? Let's justify this to the right. Let's take this number, justify it to the left. There, that looks a little bit, maybe throw some color in there. I don't want text color. Give me a background color. Maybe like, how about a light green? There we go. So there's the mean information from my data set. I could also go in and say mean, how about the median? What county is in the middle? And we'll say equals median of Sioux. So the formula is median. We always put an equal sign in front of our formulas. And the data set is Sioux. And again, I don't have to go and re-highlight the whole data set. this Google Sheet remembers that Sioux is that data set because that's the named range I created over here on the right. Okay. So here is the median. And once again, we can format this to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe I'll put that over there and this goes over here. And let's format this with, how about a light blue? How's that? And if you look at the median, that, remember, that's the population in the middle, right? So look at all of our counties. How many counties do we have? We've got 83 counties. Okay, so 83. That means 41 counties are below the middle and 41 are above the middle, right? The median's the one in the middle. So 41, so 1 through 41 are below. So that means county number 42 should be our median. County number 42. What county is county number 42? Houghton County is county number 42. This is the county that is in the middle of our population data set, right? Organized from greatest to least. And that is our median. That's the number in the middle, 37, 36, 1, right? You can remember because 37 minus 36 is 1, like little games you can play to remember long strings of numbers. 37 minus 36 is 1. So this value is 37, 36, 1. Let's go back up to our calculation. Is it the same number? Same number, 37, 36, 1. So we know that our calculation was correct. So not too bad, right? How many counties are greater than the mean? How many counties are greater than 121,000? Oh, right there's our break. Calhoun County is the last county that is greater than our mean. So that means there are 17 counties. These 17 counties are above the population average. There are 17 counties above the population. That means that there are what? 66 counties below the average. All these counties are below the mean, below the population average for a county. Okay, so what does this say about the distribution of the data? It says you've got a small number of really big populated counties, a small number of big population, and a large number of small population. It's kind of like you got a big rock on one end of the teeter-totter and a bunch of little rocks on the other end of the teeter-totter. That's what the average is. And so we're going to talk about what's a better measurement for the quote unquote average. The median measures the middle. The mean average or measures the average, right? The mean is the average. So what's a better representation of the, I don't know, the population of Michigan? I guess it depends on what you're looking for, right? There's quite a difference between 37,000 people and 121,000 people.